When our emotions are all twisted around, it's time to pull away from the world and sit in silence on a mountaintop or by the vast water's edge and just be. Welcome to Calm in the Chaos Interfaith Center. August has always been an interesting month for my family, and maybe your family has a month like this too. Within our immediate family, there were 5 birthdays within the course of 17 days in August. And recently, we added my mother's death anniversary to the August mix. The emotions run a long and complex gamut. We celebrate my sister's birthday on the 8th, my mom's first death anniversary on the 11th, her sister's death anniversary on the 14th. She was like my surrogate mom. Celebrate my dad's first heavenly birthday on the 15th, followed by mine, and I'm still alive, on the 21st. It's a wild ride. This all brings me to an awareness that life in its full spectrum includes hope, regret, despair, ecstasy, and hundreds of other emotions. And it reminds me that we always have the choice to look forward or backward. And I think a healthy person does both, learning from the past, planning for a future. What happens spiritually when we look at what has happened behind us? Well, memories may trigger tears, there may be anger at things left undone or unsaid, and we may have regrets. But what if we lived our lives with the thought of having no regrets? Would that make us reckless or irresponsible? Or would it cause us to take chances that were risky? Or would it foster in us a sense of not missing an opportunity, not being fearful of a new challenge? There's a pop culture acronym for that. It's called FOMO. I have often written that I believe we make our decisions from one of two emotional bases: decisions about who to marry, how to vote, if we vote, how to treat the restaurant servers, what we say at a school board meeting, and whether or not to buy food from a food truck at a summer festival. We make these decisions either out of love or out of fear. Now, the love or fear might be rather low level at the food truck. I grant you that. But I think that those are the two main choices we have. So I often ask myself when confronted with a tough decision, what am I afraid of? And what great thing might happen? The answers to the questions involve looking backward to evaluate what I've learned by paying attention to life, and also looking forward because that's where the joy and happiness and true living await. Spiritually, our lives are on a continuum. This life that we're living here on planet Earth is a link in a long chain of lessons that our souls have been learning. We came from somewhere and we're going somewhere. Our souls have long, long lives. And that brings me to a controversial topic that I will put forth here: past lives, or where our souls have lived before they were planted into this human body. Did you ever get the sense that you were in a situation before? The setting, the people, the language, all totally familiar. Do you have a recurring dream that places you in a certain house, one that you have no memory of ever having visited for real? These might be glimpses of past lives, places you've lived before, people you knew long before you arrived in this mortal body. And yes, I'm talking about reincarnation, coming around again for your soul to learn more lessons. As an introduction to the idea of reincarnation, I offer a book called A Dog's Purpose. Most of you know I'm a dog woman and have read much fiction and nonfiction about our canine buddies. This book's theme is a boy and his dog, and at the dog's death, because we know that they just don't live as long as we do, the dog's soul is placed into another canine with a new owner and quite a different life role. I recommend the book. A book like this is a gentle gateway into exploring reincarnation, just one of the many topics that encompasses a looking back and a looking forward. There are those among us who are happily awaiting the day when they arrive in heaven, a mystical place beyond this mortal world, a place where everything is perfect. Streets are paved with gold, and Jesus awaits us right after our pearly gate interview with St. Peter. Now, in this theology, heaven is a final destination where we are reunited with God. There's no other body to be born into after the one we have now. This concept of heaven is not unlike the concept of nirvana from the Buddhist and Hindu traditions, because nirvana is a state of bliss, of total bliss, where after lifetimes of um, experiences and sufferings and troubles, we are reunited with Brahma, the creator of the universe and all of its creatures. The word nirvana means extinguishing, like blowing out a candle. It represents the eliminating of the fires that we had in this mortal life, the fires of attachment and desires that have caused us so much suffering. It will release the person from the cycle of rebirth. It's the end of reincarnation. Not only in this world is this world a classroom for our lessons, it's a classroom where we are both teachers and students. We are all in this together. Sometimes we take the lead, sometimes we follow. And with our neighbors living in fear of ICE picking them up, with our education system being devalued, with our health system being terrorized by pro lifers, we need to take the lead. And for strength, we can look backwards to people who have inspired us and who have had the strength to lead the charge through the struggles of their time. From the website Faith in Democracy, we hear these words: we are walking with our spiritual ancestors, with prophets who defied pharaohs, abolitionists who reclaimed faith from slavery, righteous Christians who hid Jews from the Nazis, civil rights leaders who marched in the name of sacred dignity. And now it's our turn. We were made for this moment. What are our next steps? Where are we supposed to be? Who's traveling with us on the spiritual journey called life? Perhaps one of the answers lies in the awareness of thresholds in our daily life. Thresholds are places of change, as easily crossed as stepping from one room into the next, or as difficult as finding our footing when we step into our new life after a loss or a marriage or a new baby. And when we're crossing a threshold in our lives, let's remember to pull away from the world and sit in silence on a mountaintop or by the vast water's edge and just be. Enjoying that liminal space of not knowing what's next, trusting that all will be well in the end. What is behind us are the lessons. Let's carry those lessons into the unknown ahead. But we can always relax. We relax into the knowledge that we are always where we're supposed to be. Blessings on all.